Шановні українці, українки, коротко про цей день.
Dear Ukrainians, briefly about this day. Today, I spent a lot of time talking about energy, restoration in the regions, deployed headquarters, the need for reserves, equipment. This week will be very active in diplomacy. There are several tasks specifically for the necessary equipment for repairs and for generation. Clear tasks for our diplomats. We are also working on gas, ensuring the volume for the heating season. I want to thank every repair crew. I want to thank all Ukrainian gas workers. Our people work almost around the clock for Ukraine to provide Ukrainians with gas. We have determined all the details of financing, what funds will be sufficient for the purchase of gas, and what the sources of financing may be. The fact is, we have already provided half of these funds. The government will find the entire necessary amount. There is an instruction. Of course, there were military reports detailing the increase in the aviation component. There will be more combat capabilities of aviation to protect infrastructure, in particular, more helicopters. The Prime Minister of Ukraine, Yulia Sviridenko, also gave a report on energy issues. Good agreements with Slovakia after the visit of the Prime Minister of Ukraine. I am grateful for that. We are working on projects with America in the energy sector. There is a significant interest of the United States of America in working together in nuclear generation, as well as in gas and oil. Ukrainian infrastructure can provide more energy security to the entire region. America is clearly interested in this. In general, this is already part of a much larger Euro-Atlantic strategy. The energy market in Europe should be freed not only from dependence on Russian energy resources, but also from the very fact of their supply. Russia is building a policy on anti-European foundations and is trying to break Europe. This definitely cannot be financed at the expense of Europe. In no other part of the world will Putin earn the kind of money that he had in Europe before this war, and which, unfortunately, is still making money. Europe will continue to limit this. We are also working with partners on new sanctions against Russia. There will be a lot of negotiations on sanctions this week. I thank everyone who is helping. Ukrainian Defense Minister Denis Shmyhal also spoke today. And first of all, about the results of Ramstein and new agreements with partners. There will be additional support packages. Separately, we are working with America in a very specific way so that Ukraine can still receive the necessary number of Patriot systems. This is not an easy task, but it is one of the guarantees of security for Ukraine, and it will work in the long term. In Washington, I spoke with the defense companies of the United States, which produce both the Patriot and the other missile we need. The willingness to work with Ukraine is quite enough. We trust Ukraine. It is important that there is sufficient support for this at the political level in Washington. One more thing. I spoke with President Macron, in particular, about the existing diplomatic prospects. We must continue to put pressure on Russia. Now is the right time, and pressure can open up new perspectives. Spoke with the Prime Minister of Denmark. We have very meaningful cooperation with Denmark. And this applies to defense production and other forms of support for Ukraine. We greatly appreciate political support, especially now that Denmark is being vetted in the European Union. This helps us strengthen our positions. We are preparing joint European solutions that will help. We are counting on productive weeks. Glory to Ukraine!